like adults. This is very important information, not as entertaining as what you just had. While you guys were in here, I went around to every classroom where the teachers are meeting. Here's what they're doing. They're looking at data from your tests, making determinations where your strengths and weaknesses are, and then trying to provide interventions to assist you. It is wonderful dialogue to help you achieve. Also, while you're in here, what an exciting way to send an incredibly important message about the decisions you are going to make and the pressures that are on you to make bad decisions and how those decisions can have a long-lasting effect. I would like to give a round of applause to the teachers who prepared this. Congratulations. You guys pulled that off. The skirts, the sparkling, and Mr. LaValle. Now, originally I told Mrs. Popple I was going to spend about 15 minutes talking about the HIP program. However, I'm changing that up. I talked to a couple of parents the other day, and here's what they told me. They said, I don't have any idea what you guys do at the junior high as far as your grade and assessment policy and reassessment. Here's what I said to them, and this is my fault. I apparently have not communicated well. You guys may not even know this. All of your grades are posted in Progress Book, which is the program we use. Your parents can access them on the internet. On the internet, they look at your summative, they look at your test. Most of your teachers put out to the side, if it's not a great grade, student may want to consider reassessing. That parent, or you, could then go to the Urbana Junior High website, scroll down the left-hand side where it says Moodle, click on Moodle. If you don't have an account, you very quickly create one. There, right along the side, it's going to say Urbana Junior High School Reassessment Forms. So for the teachers that require reassessment forms, they're right online. They're right there. You can click it, print it. If they require a parent to sign it, you can have the parent sign it and bring it in the next day and schedule reassessment. We've even changed it to where it used to be. It was hard to find time to reassess. We had Tuesday night schools. We had study halls. Now we've created every other Wednesday a time to where you can take advantage of reassessing during the school day. The problem is your parents really aren't aware of that. We have not done a great job of informing the parents, no matter how hard we try. So I'm going to be covering it with you guys, and we are going to do, as I just saw, you're very motivated, as embarrassing as it is, by a 1-cent piece of candy. So here's what's going to happen. At the end of this presentation, I'm going to have a form. It's going to be 4 questions. You're not going to get the form until 9th period today. There's going to be a form, and here's what it's going to say. I have discussed with my parent reassessment. I have discussed with my parent the reason for intervention. I have discussed with my parent internet viewer, and finally, I have discussed with my parents Moodle and accessing lesson plans. There's going to be a place for your parent to sign that. If you bring that back into me by Friday, 8th graders, you're familiar with this, 7th grade, this might be new to you. We're going to give you a little sticker for anyone who has that form, and we are going to pummel the sticker kids with Hershey Kisses on Friday. So the only thing I'm asking you to do is listen to what I say, bring back the form that we're going to give you with your parents signing it, saying you've talked to them about those 4 issues. You get that back to me by Friday. I feel it's important enough where it might be a small disruption, but many of our teachers are going to have Hershey Kisses. As they see you in the hall, as they see you at lunch, they're going to be throwing them to you. That's all you need to do. If you can, it's no big deal, but if you do it, here's an opportunity to be motivated and receive Hershey Kisses as an award. A reward. Now, listen, here's where you need to pay attention. Every parent can access Parent Internet Viewer. Last year, I was embarrassed personally as the principal and instructional leader when a teacher said to me, you know what, Mr. Stickel, our 8th grade parents don't even know the username and password. 7th grade, you do a wonderful job when the kids pick up our schedule and orientation of making sure that the parents know they just received a piece of paper with the username and password. 8th grade comes, they pick up their schedule before school starts, they look at their schedule, they look at their lockers, see who's in classes. The parents probably never see that form you have attached to it. So that's my fault. Your parents can access it. Here's the thing, guys. It used to be different. There was a day and time. Pay attention. When the last thing you wanted as a student was for your parents to look at that. Because it was nothing but bad news. If you had an F, you had an F. Nothing was changing. It's a different world now. If they look at it, or you look at it, and they see an F, on a summative, you have an opportunity to fix that. They can look at that. It's not done, over, finished. If it's an F or a D, they can look at it, you can look at it, you can fill out the reassessment form and reassess and improve that grade. So it used to be a snapshot in time, couldn't change it. Now with our new grading policy, you can change a low grade on there. So getting parents and you to look at your grades online is far more important than it ever was before. Before, information, couldn't change it. Now you can adjust it and increase your scores. That's why it's important that your parents access the parent internet viewer. For 7th graders, we talked about it at orientation. I stressed it at orientation. Mr. Navalli set up 2 computers down by the office trying to get parents to sign up. Of all the parents who were here, I think we had 1 or 2 that actually stopped. I know you were busy, they wanted to see classes, they wanted to look at lockers. Here's another chance. There's going to be a place in that form that's going to say, if you need more information, please feel free to call Mr. Stickel or email Mr. Stickel. And if the parent says, hey, Stickel, I don't have a username or password, we will get that to them so they can see the value of it. Now, lesson plans. Raise your hand after I say this, raise your hand if you know this. Every teacher in our building is required on Monday to put their lesson plans for the week online for you and your parents to be able to see. How many people do that? It's wonderful, guys. If you're not sure what your assignment was, if you are absent for a day, if you go to the Urbana City School website, go to the top where it says junior high, click on Moodle, it's going to say, you don't have a username and password, just create one, whatever, as long as it's a valid email address. It'll say Urbana Junior High Lesson Plans. At that point, you click on that, scroll down to your teacher, open up the lesson plans. So if you're not sure when that next summit is going to be, you can always go look. If your mom or dad says, hey, when's your next test? And you say, I don't know. They can always say, well, let's find out. Go to Moodle, open up the lesson plan, and see that on Wednesday you have a summative in math. So it's a wonderful opportunity if you lost track of what your lessons are or when your tests are. Very important. So, with that, one of the questions, once again, we already had the question that's going to be on there about, I talked to my parent about PIV. The next question is going to be, I talked to my parent about Moodle and lesson plans. The third question, reassessment. Here's my understanding, guys. We have a grading and assessment policy throughout our district. However, this is a little more 7th grade heavy. We do them different than you did at local. At local, from my understanding, now I've only been at local a couple times in my life, maybe because of age or whatever, they do things different. My understanding is that when you reassess there, the teacher said to you, you need to reassess. So it was more teacher-driven, less student-driven. Here it's different. We will give you gentle nudges. We will put comments on PIV. Some of the teachers, when they give you back a summative, may even staple the reassessment form to the back of it. But we want you to be a part of that decision and fill out that form, which is pretty painless, and explain how you're going to improve your grade. That's different than at local. So it's a big change for you guys. So I want to make sure. The third question is, I talked to my parents about reassessment and showed them how to access reassessment forms in Moodle. Understand that? Really important questions. Now, I'm going to pick someone at random. Come here. I need everyone to listen. What's your name? Hi, Austin. Turn around and say hi to everyone. Austin, if you do poorly on a test or a summative, how do you go about reassessing? Can anyone help him? No. Yes. How many 7th graders, raise your hand, thanks Austin, if you know how to go about reassessing? Johnny, what do you got? Let me hear it. Let me ask a 7th grader another question. Here's what the question is going to be. Raise your hand if you think you know it. When do you reassess? Yes. Every other Wednesday, correct? Could be Tuesday night school, could be study halls, could be before or after school. Wonderful answer. So we give you the time to reassess. I am telling you right now, listen, I'm an old guy. I'm not 12, 13 years old anymore. But for the life of me, I can't understand why more kids aren't taking advantage of the opportunity to reassess. It's a chance for you to improve your grade and, more importantly, improve your achievement, which will affect you the rest of your life. And we're giving you that chance. I am hoping that part of it's because you don't understand the process. In summary, we will have a contest on Friday. Hershey Kisses. Anyone brings back the form. Reassessment forms are on Moodle. PIV is where you or your parents can see how you did on your summatives. You can then go to Moodle, get the reassessment form if your teacher doesn't give it to you, and each teacher has a slightly different policy. But you can get the form, fill it out, bring it in, schedule a time to reassess, to improve your grade. It cannot hurt you to reassess, it can only help. So you need to start doing a better job of taking advantage of it. Lesson plans, on there. Once again, go to the go to the junior high website, click on Moodle, Urbana Junior High lesson plans. Everything's there electronically to help you and your parents be more active in your own education and your own achievement. How many people knew all of that before? First of all, I appreciate the honesty. Not that many of you knew that lesson plans were on there. PIV, the value of it's changed, that you could get the reassessments forms online. We need to do a better job of communicating. I'm going to work on trying to get the message to your parents, but I'm going to need your help. I simply can't talk to each and every parent. So those forms will be very valuable. And I'm hoping that we throw out 10,000 Hershey Kisses on Friday, because I'm hoping that every single one of you brings that form back for me. That would be impressive.